So, I mean, as far as our non-conference schedule goes, looking forward to playing Gettysburg. This will be the last time that we play under our contract right now. We could potentially play in the future, but it's been a great opening game for us. It's been really competitive, and I think it's a game that our players are really looking forward to. I think Coach Banks has done a great job in his time there, and just understanding the recruiting battles that we had with them this offseason. That their roster and talent is going to change in a big way, and our men better be ready to go. And then we get to get on a bus and go down to North Carolina Wesleyan for our USA South Share game, and later on, we're looking forward to that trip, and haven't had a chance to play them since the fall of 2018, and so that's not a long-term rivalry, but it is one in a home-and-home competition. And then our second week, we're looking forward at kicking off our family weekend against Southern Virginia here on the turf, with the track project updated and all the families and the tailgate sold out. Just a ton of respect for their head coach and Coach Ed and the program that they have. And if there's one thing I know about that group, they're going to be well coached. They're going to be big. They have a big on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Just a game that I think our players look forward to for being here and being that first opportunity to compete in front of the home crowd, and then also the history that we've had over the short last few years playing against them, understand the kind of opponent that they are. So our preseason ranking, it's right where we ended last year. I think that for our team, we understand that that's a preseason ranking, and we'll worry about what the postseason ranking brings and how our season develops. I think in the ODAC, there's a fine line between who's 1 and who's 8 in this case, as Averett enters into our league. And I think if you ask most coaches, that they would agree. We understand that the competition is going to be thick week in and week out, and with Randolph-Macon being voted #1, that they're preseason nationally ranked, and have earned it over the course of the last few seasons. And so obviously we're the last ODAC champions in the conference in Washington and Lee and Randolph-Macon, so I think we view ourselves in that esteem, and we're going to come out to perform at that. It's really been an exciting year. It's starting to build our 2022 team with our first spring practice for pretty much our entire roster, outside of a couple fifth-year players that we have. And then getting an opportunity to have our players that they reported on August 10th, and having our CNU joint practice was really something to where we could start to see our team gel with both our returners and our incomers, and on both sides of the football, on offense and defense, and get to see some of the players that we were excited about in the recruiting process that have performed that way. Some players that have been pleasant surprises in the recruiting process, have been performing well on the field, and then some of our returners on all three phases of the game. So I think we have high expectations for Jack Hendren and his ability as he moves forward and really owning the place kicking position for us. Blake Ashley is a high performer as they get at long snapper, really a key component to our special teams unit in both his leadership and his performance. And then on the offensive side of the ball, being able to return some players and hopefully get to see a season full of health for them. And Derek Jenkins, who's a vocal leader for our offense, and Dylan McLaughlin, him making the decision to come back for a 5th year, is also just a leads by example type guy, but is starting to find his voice more frequently, and it's definitely a voice that our men respect on our team. On the offensive line, we're still a youthful group, with Tyler Duckstein being our oldest returning starter, but we're one with a lot of potential. Really excited about those guys having the chance to work with Coach Rigney for a full off season through the summer and into this year, and the way that they'll develop. I think our run game will make a positive impact in this upcoming year, and then our wide receiver group is really dynamic, and we lost an assistant coach in Craig Smith, who's now the offensive coordinator at Christopher Newport, but Coach Reynolds has come in and really put his stamp on that group in a positive way, and the energy that he's brought to the unit, and the performance, and also we've got a variety of leaders in that group. So have high expectations for the wide receiver group performance. So on the defensive side of the ball, we get to return some significant playmakers up front in Preston Turner and Tucker Harris, who had about as good of a freshman year as you could have in our league, especially on the line of scrimmage. Returning Eli Rucker from injury from a year ago will be pretty significant for us, and then we've got some players that have matured and have stuck with the program, who came in the fall of 2020 in our COVID year and have worked really hard to be those juniors that you count on in your program, that are now stepping up, and we're really excited to see the ability that they show. In the defensive backfield, I think it's a little bit like our wide receiver group. It's a deep unit, and it's led by Val West, who's one of our big leaders on our team, just a vocal leader, and has been a starter on our team since the COVID spring, and somebody that we rely on for his performance and his leadership. And Aaron Moore back there in our defensive back, Justin Holly, guys who have played a lot of football for us, and then as we start to develop and talk about our freshmen that are now sophomores, and Nick Wynn and Cam Bryan, who transferred in a year ago, that are really starting to make an impact. I mean, I'm excited to see what those men, how they perform throughout the year and the plays that they make. So.